Okay, we have a 3/4 GFI for this cord, and we are going to verify that it's not testing properly. Our outlet is hooked up properly, but when we push this test button, it does not work. And also, when we push this test button, the GFI does not work. So this GFI is definitely defective, so we're going to have to take it off of this cord, and we're going to have to replace it with, we bought a brand new one. Loosen up our Romex connector, and we'll bring our cord in so we have more room to work with the wires. just holding the nut with my pinky to unscrew the defective GFI. Can't put any pressure on my left hand because it's broken. So this is our GFI receptacle. This is the polarity tester. That red light lights if it's hooked up backwards, and these two orange lights light if it's hooked up correctly. And that is the GFI receptacle, or the GFI breaker in the box. And the GFI receptacle hooks up the same as a regular receptacle as far as the color code and the terminals. The narrow slot here is the brass screw, which is your live wire, which is black, but it could be red or blue. The white wire goes on the silver screw, which goes to this wider slot, and there's the silver screw. And of course your ground wire goes on that green screw, and these have pressure plates. And when you're hooking them up, you will see where it says line and load. This paper is on the load side, so you want to take this off if you're hooking up an outlet after this GFI, so your power will come into the line side of the GFI and out to outlets downstream on the load side of the GFI, and you'll remove this paper. Okay, for this type of cover plate here, we have to break these little tabs off here, where there are plaster ears on here, and then the cover screw for the plastic cover that goes on here, we have to break that off. So I'll just hold it like this. Get my pliers even with the tabby we're knocking off. Get the pliers lined up with the seam like that there. And I just go back and forth a couple of times. That's what breaks off. Okay, so now we can start hooking our GFI up. We're going to check our strip lengths again to see if we're good on our strip length for this brand of GFI, because it's a different brand. So yes, we are good, and we are good. Okay, so we're going to take this little bit of tape off here. Now the terminals on the back, you'll see 2 holes here and 2 holes here on each terminal. So you can have 2 wires in each hole. So when you come in on your line, if you want to go off to another outlet that's not GFI protected, you can go off to that outlet without using wire nuts. You can have 2 wires on one side. Then up here, if you're going off to more outlets downstream that are protected, you can have both 2 black wires and 2 white wires in each terminal. So now we'll hook this up. We'll put our black load. We're going to make sure our screws are opened up so we can get our wires in. Okay, so on our load side, we can put our black load over here. Push it down and make sure we're in the hole all the way. Now we'll get our white load and we'll put it over here near the silver colored terminal here. So we have our white neutral on the load here. Now we can hook our line up. We have our stranded wire which we tinned. This is 14 gauge SJT cord, so we'll put our white line over here. I'm going to make sure we have a good strip length, and we do. Okay, now last, we got to get our ground wire up here under the pressure plate for our green screw. straighten it out because this one we have to put under the pressure plate rather than put it on the we'll bring it over to where we're going to put it in. Do my shaping with my right hand so I don't stress my broken hand. Put a round wire under the pressure plate here. Okay, we got it up at the top there. Now I'm going to try to put it down this way. Slide our cord out some more here so we have okay, we got it nice and tight. Now we can shape it to go into our cover here. Make sure it's tight. Now I'll bring the camera down close so you can see how this is wired. To keep this ground wire away from our connections here. So I can bring the camera down close so you can see it. So you can see the power line goes in where it says line, and load goes out to our outlet over here that's load. And our grounds are just wire nutted together and pigtailed to each device. Okay, so now we can put our device back into our box here. So this is for indoor use and fair weather outdoor use. Make sure our wires aren't going to be pinched anywhere when we put this into our box. We'll keep it centered in our Romex connector here. Centered there, and our wires are pinched, our jacket is coming in. So now we can just stick this into our box like this. Make sure no wires are pinched anywhere. You just have to fold our white wire up so it goes like that, so it's not pushing against anything. We'll set this into our box. No wires are pinched. On this side, no wires pinched. So we put our screws back in here. Okay, so I'll put our tester back in here. we'll go test it. I'll plug it in. Okay, so our GFI is tripped, so we'll push the reset button. Our outlet is hooked up correctly. Test our GFI with the button on the GFI. It works. Test it again. Now we'll test the GFI with this test button, and it properly works. So now we have a properly protected GFI indoor extension cord and fair weather outdoor use cord.